Well, that's the name.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Off-Road Independence. My name is Eric McGrew. I'm the host of the show, of course, and as you can see, I'm in a new setting. This is my new garage. Trying to get everything cleaned up a little bit, but in the meantime, which is why I have dirty clothes on, but in the meantime, what I figured I would do is I would go over briefly a new piece of equipment that I got for the 4Runner, and which will probably eventually go into whatever other vehicle I get when I get the money to get one for 4-wheel drive and off-road stuff. So this piece of equipment is this right here. It's a portable air compressor. It's kind of like a middle ground between like the onboard air systems from ARB and many other Viair and all those companies, and it's better than the quality of an air compressor you typically get that plugs into your cigarette lighter and that kind of stuff. So it's kind of that middle ground. The cheap air compressors can be as low, and I don't mean this one, I mean like the cheap plug in the cigarette lighter kind of ones, can be as low as, $10 or something like that, but you're going to get your $10 worth out of them, and that's about all you're going to get. Then, of course, the onboard air can go over a couple $100s, a few $100s, to get that all set up and installed in the truck. So this, for me, in the meantime, was a good option. This one will do, they rate it up to 33-inch tires, so you can completely inflate 33-inch tire. I think it takes 6 minutes or something like that. It actually says on some of the information, I don't think it says, oh yeah, it does. It says right here, 33-inch by 12.5 tire, 0 to 30 PSI takes 5 minutes and 45 seconds, and from 15 PSI to 30 PSI takes 2 minutes and 56 seconds. Now, as you can see, this box is pretty beat up. This box I've only had this thing for about a month and a half. I moved halfway across the country, and this rode for 1,600 miles or 1,800 miles or whatever it was, under a bunch of other boxes and stuff. That's why it's so beat up. But it is an actual decent little box for what it is and for the compressor in it. Now, once again, this is the Viair 88P, and this one is rated up to 33-inch tires, like I mentioned, at 1.47 CFM of air, and it has a 25-minute cycle duty at 30 PSI, which is that specific rating. Why ever they chose that, I don't know. Now, this compressor is not a compressor that plugs into the cigarette lighter. It actually connects to your battery terminals via these two clamps here. It has an LED work light on it, which I found is okay. It's not awesome, it's not horrible. And it does come with like an inflator tip for basketballs, footballs, that kind of stuff. And a couple other hoses here, or connectors here for the end. And it also has a built-in air gauge on the pump, so you can actually stop it and see what the pressure rating is and then turn it back on. And these leads, some of what it says it has is that it runs on 12 volts, has a max amp draw of 20 amps, it's a max working pressure of 120 PSI, and max duty cycle at 25 minutes at 30 PSI, and that, they said, is at a 72-degree Fahrenheit ambient temperature, which of course hardly are we ever going to be in that temperature on a regular basis while we're wheeling. It has solid brass twist-on tire chuck, dual battery clamps with 20 amp inline fuse holder. So it has an inline fuse on it, so you're not just relying on the fuse that is built into the cigarette lighter in your truck. And it has LED work light, power indicator, and it has a power cord that is 10 feet in length, and the air hose is 16 feet. So it is a pretty good little pump. And just basically what comes in the book, in the box, is the owner's manual and warranty information. And then you have this box here, and here on the lid, it has some performance data information. It tells you the CFM and amps And then it also tells you in bars so that you know what you're looking at as far as what this little pump can produce. And it's not a bad idea to keep this box around just for those information, or at least take this portion of the lid and put it in whatever storage you're using. As you can tell, this box is made to be semi-carrier case, but it's not as durable as like a bag that comes with some of the other brands. Like I think Smittybill has one that comes with a carrier bag. ARB has one that comes with a carrier bag, and even some of the Viair have the higher ones, higher priced ones, come with a bag. This pump here was only $80. It was like $79.99 on Amazon, and I got it with free shipping through Prime. So that's what you can kind of expect. Now inside the box, it is what it is. It's not much. And I actually put the manuals and stuff off to the side. Now let's start with the pump itself. Here you have the chuck for the, what's it called? The, I'm sorry, I'm losing my mind. For the basketball and football fittings, those kind of air fittings. And then you have two nozzles here that I guess are just for blowing with air, but I haven't figured out what they really go to, and I haven't honestly read the manual to figure it out yet. Here, of course, you have your cable, the power lines that go to the battery on the car, and as you can see, it does have a inline fuse, and then you have your 16-foot hose, and it's just a straight chuck, as you can see right here, that goes onto the tire itself. And then here on the front, you can see that it has the pressure gauge there, and it is a single piston style unit. It's fairly heavy duty. It's got a nice aluminum cast body on it, it looks like. Here's the indicator LED right here that tells you that power's on, and it can be used as a semi-work light. And then here's the on-off switch in the back. Now on the unit itself, it has just a few basic details of, you know, what power and amperage and that kind of stuff it runs. And on top of all of that, it's just kind of rugged. It's fairly nice and rugged. It has this bracket here on the back, and then these feet on the front, which allow it to sit softly, and it vibrates around, but it doesn't move too much on the ground, which is nice when you're using it. So that's just a little bit of the basic of what you get in the box when you get this, and you can't expect too much more for that. Now, a couple of things I would suggest if you're looking at getting this compressor. One is that I would actually get a carry bag. I bought a carry bag that I'll show you guys later in another video for $5 from Sears Home Store, I think it was, one of the small satellite stores, and it was on sale. It was a 13-inch tool bag, and this will all go in there just fine, and it'll make it easier to carry it around the truck and that kind of stuff. I would definitely suggest that. I wouldn't always trust just this air gauge. I always carry a different air gauge with me just to make sure that everything's good and kosher. And then, of course, I would carry a couple extra fuses with this just to make sure. This one has one in it. As you can see, it comes with a fuse, just so you know that does actually come with the machine. But I'd get an extra one in case you blow up for some reason. So I hope you found this information beneficial. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Once again, this is a unboxing basically of the Viair 88P, which you can see right here. Viair 88P portable compressor. Highly recommend it. I'll show you guys how it works and stuff in another video, but for now, that's what you get in the box. So if you guys want it, definitely check it out on Amazon, and then I can see what I can do for you. I've got a link below this video, so go check that out. I used this compressor on the 4Runner when I did the Junction Creek OHV road in Durango, so go check that video out as well. I just put that one up a couple of days ago. And in the near future, I'll show you this thing in action and my tool bag that I bought for it to keep it a little bit more organized. And I'll give you a bit of detail about how it actually functions when I'm doing that. So Once again, thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to stop by offroadindependence.com as well as beginnersfab.com or bgrfab.com. See everything that's going on there, and don't forget to check out all my other videos here on the site. So thanks again, and have a fun weekend wheeling.